Cool.
So we
So,
have a couple of people here. Do we want to wait for some more people?
I mean, up to you. You are the host.
I think we can still take 2 minutes. And in the meantime, I would, all of you who are here, thank you so much for coming and joining. And I wanted to tell you guys a lot about Shivani because, I will tell you all the formal introduction only and only after we have a couple of more people here. But I've been following her page since so long. And ever since I started travel blogging, I have been looking up to her and her stories, her all of the posts that she does. There's a colorful, there's a good, and they have so much meaning to it. They're not just pictures being shared. Because I really feel, Shivani, that when you tell your story, when you narrate your story, when you're traveling, because a lot of people think that we can become travel bloggers just because we go to a place and we can get nice pictures clicked and then that's done.
Right.
But it is really not that. There has to be a narrative behind it, and I really feel that your posts do justice to it. So I'm really
I'm trying
happy.
to. I'm trying to, Priyanka. I'm also learning. I'm also in the process of learning. So, yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah, so your trials are really good, and we know it's not just trial. You've been doing it since so long, and you have a very good following on the gram as well. So all of
Thank
us
you
who are
so
here,
much.
you're most welcome. So all of us who are here, we know that we're talking about travel after COVID, right? And travel is one thing. Whenever I post a picture on the gram, because these days we're not posting the live pictures from wherever we are, but we are just posting our throwback pictures. And everyone would say, I miss travel. I want to go to this place. I want to go to that place. And it's major throwback and all these things. So I thought, why not we discuss about life that is going to be after COVID? Travel is definitely going to get back and we are going to get back on track. So let us start our session. Finally, we have a few people and most of them will keep joining in. So guys who all are here, I've told you a brief about Shivani, but I would like to tell you more about her. So she's the curator of Wims That Woo travel blog. So if you can already see her on the screen, and if you want to follow her page, it's called Wims That Woo. And she's an enthusiastic solo traveler. You would not believe that she has traveled to 24 countries solo. So, if there are people who have been thinking that solo travel might not be a good idea for a girl or something, then Shivani is definitely your place, to ask the right questions and how to do it, which includes places from various parts of the world. So she has been to Latin America, Caribbean, Africa, Europe, Middle East, America, and Asia. So almost the whole of globe covered somewhere or the
No, no,
other.
Antarctica is left. Antarctica is left. It's on my list.
Yeah, we would definitely want to see you there.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a long trip anyways for
It's gonna,
Antarctica, right?
yes.
Yeah. So she's also a postgraduate in English literature and an MBA with double masters in marketing and HR. She has a full-time job heading marketing for one of the leading IT companies in Hyderabad. She's also a graphic designer who loves to create visual stories, and she hailed from Saharanpur, UP, and she has been shifted to Hyderabad. She has voluntarily shifted to Hyderabad for quite some time. So Hyderabad is your hub. So yeah,
Yes. My city.
and
Now it's my city. I love it. Have you
yeah,
been to
I
Hyderabad?
I've just been to Hyderabad airport. I was flying to South Down, so we just went there for a while and came. It was a flight halt. But I've heard very good things about Hyderabad.
Beautiful, Priyanka. It's beautiful. Once you
Yeah,
settle here, you wouldn't want to go somewhere else. Trust me, it's a beautiful place. You just become
wonderful.
Hyderabadi by heart.
Yeah, exactly. We have Shipali with us. She's also from Hyderabad. She's from Jaipur, but she's living in Hyderabad. And as the way she's giving a thumbs up, I believe everyone believes that. And I've heard it a lot of time that people who go to Hyderabad, they're just Hyderabadi then.
You don't
Something
want to
about
come
the
back.
city.
Trust me. I don't want to
Yeah.
go to my home. My hometown is. I'm sorry, but yeah. So North India starts looking little. Sorry. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm a North Indian, guys. Please, but still, yeah. Hyderabad is beautiful. It's beautiful. People.
Wonderful,
Everything is beautiful. Especially people. They're very nice.
wonderful, wonderful. That's good. So let us start.
Yes.
I would first of all like to know from you, how is it going to be like? How do you feel travel is going to be like? Our topic says travel after COVID-19.
Yeah.
So how do you think it's going to change after like we resume flights, we get back to our travel regime?
Yes, and it's one of the most common questions. And Priyanka, I've been reading so much about it. Uh, See, so in the morning I was reading, so I'll tell you two important statistics about revolving around our industry. So one is
Yeah,
that they're saying that there'll be a loss of around 75.2 million jobs globally, which is such a huge number, and it's so
that's
painful.
breaking.
Yes,
Yeah,
and second thing, they're saying that until now, since in just last 4 5 months, there is already a loss of 35% to 70%. In the economy, the tourism economy has gone down again globally. So these numbers are very staggering, right? And I think once this COVID is over, or is it over or not? I guess countries around the world, I think they will start reviving, and all the stakeholders will start coming together, and they will work as a single force to revive this industry. That's what I'm feeling. I'll give you a small example. One of my very good friend in the morning has sent me an article which talks about travel bubble. So
yeah,
yeah, it's very interesting concept. So what countries are doing now? 2 3 countries are coming together. They are saying, let's form a bubble. Citizens of our countries can go. I mean, can travel to these 2 3 countries.
travel.
Yes,
Yeah,
without being quarantined for 14 days, right? So the borders are open again among these 3 countries, but nobody from outside, apart from these the countries in this bubble, can come in, and nobody from these countries can go out, right? So Australia and New Zealand has formed this bubble. In fact, I think Portugal, Greece, Germany, and one more country has formed this bubble. India is talking to a lot of European countries to form this kind of a bubble. So what I'm
or
trying to say here is, yes, the economy is down. Yes, tourism is in a very bad shape. All the sectors of tourism are in a bad shape. But all the stakeholders are doing their best to revive the sector. I think in another 10 to 12 months it will be back. I think so, because it cannot, people will not let it be down so much. So I think so.
yeah, that's right. And this is a really indeed, I mean, very interesting concept of a travel bubble
Yes,
where you don't have to
yes,
be quarantined and
yes.
but I think that would be able to like we would be able to do that only and only after everything is like we are COVID free,
No,
right?
no, no. So countries have already
Yeah.
started. So I've already given example of Australia and New Zealand are doing it. Uh,
Okay.
Italy, Portugal, Spain, and one more country are doing it. India is talking to US, Germany, and one more country to form this bubble. So 4 countries with India will form this bubble, because
All
even
right.
businesses need a lot of travel. So they have already started, all these things. So I think the industry, not this year. This year, nothing is going to happen. I don't think so. It's going to be same. Probably
Definitely.
mid of next year, yes, we should expect some positive results in tourism industry for sure.
All right. So this travel bubble should really help. And how do you think it would help the travel bloggers? Like, would we be able to travel again the way we were doing, and this bubble is going to help us create more memories for people around?
Okay. Now there are two aspects of it. When I spoke about the jobs getting lost, the 75.2 million which I spoke about, the worst part is nobody talks about travel bloggers and influencers.
Yeah,
See, me and you have a job, but I know so many of my friends who are in this industry, and they are completely dependent on travel. I mean, I have so
travel.
many, and they have completely lost their earning. So nobody's talking about it. So again, so the people will come together again. They will try to revive this industry. But I want to mention one thing here, Priyanka. When everything gets settled down, or at least it is on the way, on the path of getting settled down, uh, there'll be a demand for good content for sure, because people will also start traveling. There'll be a demand generated for
Looking
good
for.
content. Yes, but meaningful stories, not just Instagram pics. So there'll be a
Yeah,
demand for, when you tell a story that, look, in Italy there was a small cafe and that has survived COVID-19. How did it survive? You put a picture with those people and tell that story. It's gonna work. So my thing is, I think the path of the stories and blogging is gonna change for sure. It will be an era
exactly.
of meaningful stories rather than just Instagram worthy pictures. And as you mentioned in the beginning, yes.
Yeah,
So I will put it in
that
this way. we need to generate meaningful stories now, talking to people, bringing their stories out, people who have actually suffered and survived COVID-19. So that's my take.
Yeah. That's right. And ultimately the real talent is going to be there, of course.
Yes. And one more
Yeah.
thing, Priyanka, I would like to mention here. Once we start, see, we have a travel bug. I don't think we can control it. So anyway, we
Yeah.
will travel. We will take the precautions and travel. As influencers, it will be our responsibility to encourage people to think about different ways of traveling responsibly and sustainably once this is all over. So it's our responsibility now. It's just not about going somewhere and taking a picture and just posting it, right?
Exactly.
It's
And
one of
sharing,
the,
I saw that on one of your stories, I think today or yesterday, that people are really going out and they are eating food and they're then posting the pictures,
yeah,
and that's really bad because the situation is still there. So it's okay, and I really like what you wrote because it said that it's okay if you are doing it, but let's not encourage others to do it just
yes,
because Falana XYZ person is doing it. It is really important to be sensible now because everyone has a social media handle now and everyone wants to tell people that this is the way to live.
I
So we'll
agree.
have to be more sensible.
And as an
And
influencer, you have little responsibility towards the society.
yeah,
Right?
exactly. Yeah, just sharing pictures doesn't make you in the herd of influencers.
Exactly.
And before we go to the next question that I want to ask you, I want to tell all of you who have joined here, you can please type in your questions regarding travel. If you want to know how do whatever precautions we need to take and everything that you want to know. So we would really, really love to answer your questions, and we would definitely keep having our interaction in between. How about you guys tell us what is it exactly for travel that you want? Because this interaction is not only for travel bloggers. We want to address everything related to travel to all of you because we know that all of you are really holding very tight to go back to the normal and going there and working towards something really, really fun and exciting. So until we get our next questions, what do you think we are going to have precautions? Like what specific set of precautions we're going to have
So Priyanka,
now?
we all are already taking so many precautions, right? So anyway, apart from those day-to-day precautions that we are taking, wearing a mask, carrying a hand sanitizer, and all of that, I think if you travel and if everything is not settled and still you travel, a few things. One, prefer to use bottled water. So when we go to Europe and all, we drink tap water, right? It's okay. But I will
Yeah.
suggest that if you travel now, please prefer to use bottled water and be aware of food contamination because I think food and you have to basically decrease the contact point. Another thing is I will suggest that carry packaged food. So I do it a lot. So you get those dabbas, right, of upma, noodles, and ready made, right?
Yeah. Add
Carry those.
hot water and your meal is there.
Yes, please carry
Yeah.
those. It's safe. Carry those instant coffee pouches you get from Nescafe. Just carry those rather than eating outside. Avoid eating outside. That's my first suggestion. Second thing would be whenever you go out or you are traveling, just try avoiding it, putting your hands on your face. That's one thing which everybody suggests, right? Even if you are
Yeah.
using hand sanitizer or anything, just avoid using putting it on your face until you come to the hotel and wash your hands and then do it. The third thing I was reading on I think on Times of India, very interesting point was get vaccinated. So although I know there is absolutely no vaccine available for COVID-19, but get at least shots for vital flu or infection. The thing is, these things like common flu or fever are related to COVID-19. So I was reading
Yeah.
that somewhere that it might reduce the chance of you getting infected if you take the vaccine of normal flu or normal influenza virus or all of those. And please, guys, if you are traveling internationally, please consult your healthcare professional for necessary tips. Please, it's very important. It's really important. Do not take it light. So just 5, 6 precautions of these, and I think it's gonna be fine after a few days once things are settling down and everybody is like,
Yeah.
taking precautions, even hotels and airports and all of that.
Exactly. And I think one of the questions you've already answered, we had a question from Shikha
Yeah.
that she wanted to know. Let me just go to the, she wanted to know what will be the new normal for traveling with little kids. I think one of the question you've really answered it in between, that getting shots from for regular flu is going to help,
It's
right? Because anyways, it's flu. So any other tips for traveling with little kids?
I mean, I will suggest, at least until unless it is really necessary, do not travel with kids, because I mean, even government says, right, people above 70 and kids below 10 are
Yeah.
really, yes, you know, they are more this thing to COVID-19. So let's not, just not, do not travel with kids. But still, if you have to, I've already told you, please do not let them touch things, even if they want to touch it. Just to make sure they wear gloves and all. Make sure they wear masks. These are the only things that you can take care of. But still, I will say, do not travel with kids. At least till the time it is really really necessary. What do you think? You
Exactly.
should tell us, Priyanka, because you have a kid. What do you do?
I was also thinking about it when I read the question, and the first thing that comes to my mind is no, I'm not going to take Neil anywhere, you know, because I mean, if you, all of you, if you have been watching my posts and everything, Neil is a very integral part of everything. Even if I'm traveling, you know, sometimes, like I remember when I did Jaipur, when I covered Jaipur for the Gram, especially. Like I've been living in Jaipur since forever, since my
Yeah.
birth, and but when I started travel blogging, I saw Jaipur in a different way, and Neil was a part of it. You know, every single shot, even if he was behind the camera, but he was with me.
See.
So exactly like that, when I go out and I think I have to carry him along now, I don't think that's going to work. But for maybe Shikha has children who are little elder, and children who are above 10 years of age, then I think a face shield is something that's going to help them. You know, even if at all we travel, because we're talking about traveling after COVID, so the
Yes.
curve is flattened and everything. So along with the sanitizers and the masks that are mandatory, I think a face shield is something that everyone should be carrying while traveling, while on flights, because that's probably the new normal. You see, nothing is going to change. And other than that, carrying a lot of food, because any which ways, when you travel with a kid, you have to carry a lot of
A lot
food.
of food.
And, and as you suggested, Shivani, that after COVID, you know, because still I feel the restaurants are open, the economy has to be given a boost, and that is why the government is doing that. But I would personally not suggest you to go out and eat. So when it's about the kid, you know, the measures are doubled. So you would
Yes.
not definitely want to eat out. So carry that travel cooker that we have. I mean, Shivani, you must not be knowing it, but every new mom knows about it. You know,
Yeah.
the moment you have a baby and you want to travel, I traveled with Neil when he was 7 months. We went to Turkey when he was 7 months old. So the first and foremost suggestion that we got was get a travel cooker. So it's a small cooker, and because you have to cook all the meals for a maybe an infant or a toddler or a elder baby, whatever you have with us. So you have to have a travel cooker, and you have to cook a lot. So if you want to cook on the trip, if you want to not really enjoy much on the trip, then then please go with kids on a trip after COVID.
Otherwise, no.
Otherwise, yeah, otherwise we would really suggest, I think Shivani would also suggest that we need to wait for a while for kids to be out in,
For
you
kids to
know,
be out.
out and about in the open. Yeah,
Let's not
yeah.
take the risk.
Let's not take the risk at all. and and about it, so Shivani, we've talked about you know, how's good the traveling going to be, and I really love the travel bubble idea and specific precautions we have talked about. What do you think, how can we really help the local economy booming? Like, you know, earlier we used to think that if it has to be a holiday, it has to be an exotic holiday, and we have to go out, and but there are a lot of destinations in India itself
Yes,
that we can.
absolutely, Priyanka. And trust me, for the next, I mean, once this COVID thing goes, I'm not saying it goes, but it comes down and all. So
Yeah.
I was telling my friends that now this is the chance that I'm gonna travel the places that I have choked down in India. So my first travel is gonna be, it's gonna be Goa. So I always travel to Gowa once in
Mine
a year.
too.
This year I couldn't go, so but I will take my car and I'll drive down. Then I'm gonna do a backpack trip to Uttarakhand now. So I want to travel to Rishikesh, and I just want to do a backpack trip. So this is how we can boost and we can help our economy first to,
Our
you know,
economy.
yes. Yes, and make sure you buy those souvenirs, not food. Again, food I'll not suggest. Food is something that I'll say don't do it. But try to buy those small souvenirs from people and everything else. So I think that is how we can help our local economy. So I think for the next 1.5 years, I am going to travel locally. I have already
Look.
made my list. I
Yeah,
made
that's wonderful. That's
yeah.
wonderful. But when we come to food, Shivani, again and again, how do you think, like, is it really practical to not eat out at all when on a trip?
Yes, I did that. I did that.
Yeah?
So I don't know if you are aware of it. When I just went to Iceland in March. So COVID was picking up.
Yeah.
So still I took the decision of going, and I went there. I went to 4 countries. I carried all my packs, which I was talking about. I carried my coffees. So you won't believe that half of my suitcase was filled with these
Food.
things. Yes, and I actually survived on it because I am a coffee drinker. I love coffee. I'm addicted to coffee. So I had it outside once or twice, but somehow I managed, Priyanka. I know it's tough to eat upma every day, and then you see those local delicious things, and then you feel like, but
Yeah.
those kind of precaution you have to take. I did it. I was out for 20 days. I was survived on upma noodles and the poha that you get of I
Yeah.
think yeah, and my coffee pouches. So I was fine actually.
All right. So that's doable. When you hear it from someone who has done it, it becomes easy. Otherwise, half of the travel is about eating. I
Eating.
love eating local food and getting the flavor of the local, dishes wherever we are going to. But this
I,
time probably we need to take our local flavor wherever we are going.
yeah.
So and there are these brands. I remember there is Mother's Choice Poha that comes, which I've been carrying since years. Like I think I bought it from I buy 5 or 7 packs for every single trip I go to. And that's really awesome. You just put hot water and your poha is ready, your upma is ready. And I also think, because we're talking about food here, I think the Haldiram packets are also wonderful. Have you ever tasted them? Like, have you ever
Exactly.
carried Haldiram food packs? They're wonderful. Like, it's, homemade food. So,
Exactly. And
because
I survived on it. So trust me, you can survive.
yeah, we just need to change the mindset a bit, I believe, that this is what it has to be. And I think when it's about safety, all of us can do that when we're getting to
Definitely.
travel after all.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
That much sacrifice I can do. It's okay.
yeah, as long as we're getting to travel. And I
Right.
also think long drives are a good option, going
Yes.
somewhere and
Yes.
not really staying anywhere
Yeah.
and coming back maybe.
And coming back. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
so in fact, I was planning to go to Bangalore. Not now. Again, somewhere next year, early next year. I'll just
yeah.
drive down to my friend's house and then come back for 2 3 days. Same thing is with Goa, as I've already mentioned. I'm going to drive down, so I'm not going to take any mode of transport, common transport, at least for quite quite some time now. I don't think I'll
Yeah.
take it. So I'm just going to take my car and just drive down to places for now.
That's good, I think, because we're, as you said, the travel bubble that countries are doing, it's going to be our small bubble of safety, our own car, we're going to a place and then coming back.
Yeah, I like the
So,
idea actually. It will be our
yeah,
bubble.
our bubble, our cozy bubble, our own car. I
Our
remember
own
when I
car
bought
bubble.
exactly, and I remember when I bought my first car. It felt so good because I was quite young. I think I was in 12th standard or so. I didn't buy it. I need to rephrase that. My mom bought a car for me. So when I got my first car, you feel like you're so
Yeah.
good, cozy in
Yes.
your own environment. Nobody's coming at you. So I think that feeling is gonna come back once we start traveling via our own mode of transport.
Yes. I think it's safe also.
Yeah, very much. And how about travel and hotel, Shivani? Like, we go to the
Okay.
hotel, it's different sheets, and I mean, we never really give it that much of thought pre-COVID. It's okay, we're gonna change the sheets and everything. But then when you talk about surfaces and the way it gets contaminated, the things get contaminated. How do you think hotels are coping up with this? Because a lot of hotels are opening up gradually, they're going to open up eventually. How do you think we need to take care of ourselves, and what should be our expectations from the hotels?
Okay, so I will answer this question by saying, please say goodbye to all the delicious breakfast buffets and to all the bellhop services now. You have to do, you are on your own now, basically, if you check into a hotel. and that's a good thing. And second thing, I'll say a lot of hotels, Priyanka, I'm hearing, at least the good ones, the 5 stars and above, are now establishing technologies with contactless thing. Right, for example, the lifts are contactless, so maybe they'll give you an app and you just press the phone number and you will just go to your floor. And there are technologies where there's face recognition, so you don't have to bloody touch anywhere to check in and everything. There'll be keyless contacts, you don't have to touch the key, so the face by face recognition. So I've heard about so many uh, things about this, Priyanka. Hotels are doing a lot of stuff, but again, I will say, if you take precautions and be aware of your surroundings, of the ambience. So like for example, avoid coming into contact with the surfaces or with the things which you think, which are common across the hotels and everything. And I think it will be fine, because hotels are also taking a lot of precautions. I mean, I'm hearing about it a lot, I'm reading about it a lot. They're doing daily they're doing sanitizing their place, the rooms and everything, because even hotels are worried about it, right? If someone goes to a hotel, checks in and then get COVID-19, the hotel is like, it's a black mark on the hotel. So they are also trying their best to avoid any such situation. My only suggestion is, do not stay in those any of the shady, not shady, I'm sorry, but try to stay, at least for some time, try to stay in good hotels like Marriott or anything, uh, because those are the hotels who are really really worried about their image, and they will not mess it up. Yes,
That's good.
because
And
hotel is
one,
something. Yeah, sorry.
sorry.
Hotel is an integral part of a traveler. You can't avoid it, right? So
Ah,
it's gonna be there.
okay. So, what do you gonna choose between a hotel and Airbnb or a hostel? That we talk about post-COVID situation.
A hostel, I'll say no, a big
Yeah.
no. Airbnb, I have a personal, experience with Air, and I love Airbnb, Priyanka. They are amazing. I mean, it's like a house. So I will again suggest Airbnb. In fact, if you can check the temperature, or something has to be there, something common, that they know your temperature and you know that they don't have COVID. And if they have a report which says that, I'm negative COVID and everything, I think Airbnb is a very, very, very good option, better than hotel, in fact. If
Exactly.
the owner can give you the thing that, you take your report and you exchange your reports with negative COVID-19, I guess Airbnb is an amazing option, better than again hotel.
I can. Because even if you are, because when we stayed in Airbnbs on a lot of our trips, you don't really need a lot of time hotels tell you that if you want to save water, don't change sheets every day. If you want to conserve the environment, don't get the towels washed every day. So when you are in an Airbnb, you have that ghar wala feel, and we really don't wash our towels every day at home.
True. True.
So maybe once we are in an Airbnb and we have our own, like I am a little finicky about the hygiene part, and especially after the COVID thing has happened. So I think maybe carrying a sheet of your own and your own towel and stuff can help you be more
Oh, this
sane.
is a
Like
brilliant
it would
idea.
help.
This is a brilliant idea, Priyanka. Brilliant
Yeah.
idea.
So that can
There
be
is no
probably done.
harm in
And
this.
then,
Yeah. There is no harm in carrying just a sheet and
yeah,
pillow cover. Yeah, absolutely. I
yeah.
love the idea, actually.
And then we have that safety.
Yeah,
Exactly.
agree.
So let me just see in the meantime if we have any other questions. We have a lot of people with us, but I don't know why we don't have more questions. We just got two of them. Guys, you can ask anything regarding travel. We would like to address all the questions that we get here. And I'm really thankful to all the heart and love that you are giving us. But we want to know from you guys, what is it that you want to know? And in the meantime, we'll carry on with our conversation.
Hi,
So,
guys. Hi, all of you who have joined and said hi. We missed out because we both were talking. Hi. Hi.
so we have Medha Vista who says, "Hi, beautiful Medha. You need to tell us who are you saying this? Who are you addressing this to?"
Oh,
There are
both.
there are two people. So we have Novice Mom, Rachit, Mahendra, Debbie Diaries.
Yeah. So, Mera has a
Um,
question.
yeah. Please suggest places to travel in India which are safe for solo traveling with women. We were coming on this, but yeah, please address this question, Shivani.
Okay. So one thing, guys, whenever people say that, is solo traveling safe for female or women. Trust me, it's equal for male and female. It's dangerous for them also. Come on, that's right.
Yeah.
So my only thing is, Medha, any place is safe, and I am telling you because I have been to places which people call very dangerous. I've been to places like Tanzania, Trinidad. Uh, I mean, Colombia, which people really people called me and said, oh, why are you going there? Please don't go. It's very dangerous. You just have to be careful. Just be careful, very, very careful, and that's it. Do not be, do not talk to strangers after a limit. Just do not travel in the night. Always carry a pepper spray. I always carry a pepper spray when I'm traveling, and trust me, you'll be fine. In any place. In India, again, I said in the beginning, I would suggest Uttarakhand. I am anyway. Uh, Thank you, Medha. Okay, the compliment. Sorry, it just diverted me.
That's okay, but that's a good compliment. I also
Yeah.
started with that,
Thank
you know,
you.
important
Thank you.
captions are really good.
Yeah, thank you. So I will say Uttarakhand, Northeast, and also try to go to places which are not crowded. I know it's a very biased statement. For example, if I'm going to Goa now, I will not go to Anjuna or Kalangur. I'm gonna go to I have to still do a research. There are a lot of beaches they say in Goa are which are a little aloof and beautiful.
Undiscovered.
Yes. So
Yeah.
try to go to those places now. So just take those little precautions, and I think you'll be fine. And when it comes to things where you say that as a female, again I've told you, be a little cautious, guys. It'll all end up fine. Touchwood, in my 24 trips, I have never touchwood faced any such issue because I am double, triple cautious when I'm traveling. I'm really cautious. So yeah, it all turns out well if you are little. It's common sense, Priyanka. It's really common sense. Just put in your
Yeah.
common sense, be alert, and trust me, it all ends good.
And any which ways, females have a good instinct. So
Yes,
they can
yes,
sense it very well. So it's safer,
absolutely.
even safer for women to travel alone, I think.
Yes, I went to Egypt. So you won't believe that
Yeah.
I took a whole night train whole night train from one place to another place. It's completely fine. Just don't talk to strangers. Don't give them your address. Don't. That's it. It's common sense.
Yeah.
Uh, if you apply those things in your travel, it all ends good.
That's right. And I think sometimes people, when when I was thinking about talking to you about travel, this question popped in my mind as well. That is it really safe for women? Is it really good for people to go along? But I think that instills a very good sense of confidence when you are traveling alone. When you're exploring things on your own and things are really working the way you want them to be. Because I remember earlier, I have done most of my travel with my husband, my then boyfriend and now husband. So, and he's a travel enthusiast, and I've got my travel bug from him only. And he used to lead the travels all the time, booking the tickets and everything. And I always used to follow suit, that it's okay, I am in my cozy bubble and I'm traveling, I'm enjoying. But ever since I've started researching on my own, when I got to next level, you start researching on your own and you're going on your own. And sometimes people whoever you are traveling with are back home or back at the hotel, and you're exploring even a street on your own. That instills a lot of confidence. And the treasures and the memories that we have when we're doing solo things, I think that's unsurpassable. We really cannot do that.
Absolutely. People ask me, why don't you travel with friends and even family? No, I don't want, because I'm a very active traveler, Priyanka. If I go somewhere, you won't believe I am unable to sleep in nights also because I'm so excited
Right.
to. And for many people, vacation is an idea of laying back and aram se karenge. So people get upset, and then I get upset. So it's better I travel solo with my books and my just my own, and it's fun. It's really good,
That's
guys. You
right.
should try it.
That's right. And I think everyone should, be it a man or woman, girl, boy, whatever, regardless of the gender, everyone should take a solo trip once in a while to explore yourself. I think it's a very good way to retrospect as well. When you're going alone on the flights, you don't have people to talk to. Let us not be solo traveling and being on the phone all the time. That would definitely, I don't think,
Absolutely.
happen, but it will give us, it gives us a chance to explore our own selves, to go within and just learning how where the spark is. And we
Okay,
have
so
a comment for
Medhavi
you.
had a yeah,
Yeah.
Medhavi had a lot of suggestions. Medhavi, thank you so much. We have made note of it. Thank you so much. I'm gonna connect with you offline. Thank you for the suggestions. She had a lot of suggestions, Priyanka.
Yeah, I'm reading these.
Thank
Awesome.
you. Yeah.
Great. It's good to have you here, Medhavi.
Yes.
So let us get to the next thought that came to my mind when I was, we've talked about hotels, we've talked about these, and you have told me a little about overseas travel as well, while we were talking about how countries are
Yeah.
taking their tourism industry forever. But how, as an Indian, or maybe, as the Support India campaign is going on, and though I have a lot of, perspectives to it, but let's not get into the political debate. But how would you want, as you said, that you will be traveling in India for 1.5 years, but how do you see overseas travel later? For people who want to go out, would
See,
it
I
be a
think
good?
once COVID-19 situation gets a bit better, anyway, business travels will start because businesses are really suffering. So essential
Yeah,
travels are going to start. In my own company, I'm seeing because we are really, suffering because our salespeople are unable to travel. We are unable to go to conferences and all. But that will anyway start. But non-essential will take time, Priyanka. It's gonna take time for sure. See, even people like you and me who know you, who have traveled so much, who loves to travel so much, we even do not want
we're
to travel.
holding back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
1.5 years. Then think about the families. Why would they want to
regular.
travel and put, yeah, their families at risk, right? So I think it's gonna take a little toll for the next few months. 12 to 16 months, it's gonna be little this thing. And even if people are traveling, as I've already mentioned, people will not like to travel to famous places now. For sure, they would like to go to places which they know are not crowded, which they know people
Yeah,
do not travel to. So I think that is going to be the way forward, at least for the next few months, for sure. I mean, few months in the sense I'm talking about long few months, 14 to
yeah,
16 months. Yeah,
exactly. So 1.5 year definitely travel is gonna
definitely.
be on the minds only.
Yeah, definitely.
That's right. That's right. So my next question was about the solo traveling, which you have addressed. Medhavi has asked about it a lot. So you tell me something about the travel bloggers now. So we have talked about everything that would be covered in the hygiene. We have talked about what else would happen when we can choose between hotels or Airbnbs and everything else. But how are travel bloggers going to be really? How should they really look forward to it? Because there are people like I started very recently. I started a year and a half back. I was going so good, and then all of a sudden we cannot travel anymore. So what is the research, or what are the things that they can still do behind the scenes until things turn up and they start moving out, as we have already discussed so many times?
Yeah, so okay, so one thing what I have started doing is, I mean, obviously, you won't believe I have started going to my hard drives and started taking out pictures, old pictures, and I've started,
Everyone,
yes, because they know the,
I
and
can believe
you
that.
know, there's so many pictures I see, and I'm like, oh my god, I had this gorgeous picture. Why did I get it? So start
Yeah,
doing that. Start putting about your old the throwbacks, break pics. Put out the stories out there. That's what I always say. Stories are
yeah,
really important, guys. So start putting stories about those travels and those pictures, and that is how we have to survive. I don't think there is another way, because if you start going to any other area like I'm seeing a lot of people posting about beauty and fashion and all. Even I got that idea in between, but it's gonna dilute my own area, right?
your niche.
Yes,
Yes, I
it's
have
gonna
been
dilute.
looking for it. Yeah,
Yeah, so I will not do it. So what I'll do it, I'll continue with my old thing. And second thing, I will say that maybe I will make more videos now, because videos, one, they have a very good reach, Priyanka, very good reach,
yeah,
IGTV. And second thing is it's easy now, because I might have gone to a place 5 years back. I can make a video now. It's okay, right? so I don't have to show it live. So that's another way where we can start producing more video content and start showing it. But I will not suggest to change your even to divert a
Niche.
bit from your niche, please, because anyway travel is gonna come back. So then again,
Yeah.
yeah. So I will just say that we start with throwback pics, and I think in another 6-8 months we will start traveling at least to the nearby places. Then it will be
Yeah,
more. Then we
that's
can
right.
start posting stories. Yes.
Yeah, I remember I have a friend, like an acquaintance who has been into travel blogging and stuff. And what she does now is, she would go to different places wherever, even if she's going to the market, she would
Hmm.
take pictures on the way, and she started narrating stories on that. And I really love that part because like as bloggers or as influencers or however micro bloggers, whatever you want to call yourself, it's the narration and storytelling is a part of it. And everyone knows that even if you would say that I am in Sweden right now, nobody would believe it, like any
Absolutely.
XYZ person. So it is better to maybe show the local market nearby and tell a story about it rather than just making up stories.
Yes.
So
And
that's
also
that.
influence people, as in encourage people to take precautions if they are going to a market, if they are going to a grocery store. Just keep on telling in the stories that take this precaution, guys. I am wearing glove, guys. I'm wearing a mask, guys, and all of that. I'm sure
Yeah,
it's gonna happen for sure. Priyanka, you are right. But we have to survive this hard phase, this tough phase. We somehow have to survive. I know it's very tough, but we have to rely on throwback pics.
that's right. And as you said that as we have jobs, but there are many who are solely working for it. So for them, maybe it's going to be even difficult. But then they must be having a lot of throwback memories to share.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. So anything else that you want to talk about? I think pretty much whatever I wanted to speak about has been covered.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Priyanka. I think I've spoken my mind. Thank you so much for giving me this platform and calling me. And it was
No,
just
thank you for coming over.
thank you. I know I have really given you a lot of trouble because I was busy and all. But
Not at all.
thank you so much bearing me. Thank you so much, Priyanka. It was a
Not at
pleasure.
all. It was a pleasure here too, and we would have loved if you would have got more questions, but either we have really addressed everything very well, or people don't want to travel as of now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll have to see to that. So thank you so much for coming here, Shivani, and keep really inspiring us with all the stories that you do. Thank you. And before we say bye-bye, anybody, if you have anything to ask from Shivani, please type in. We'll give you another minute and then we would probably just, do the parting notes and we'll be busy in our nice session. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
Shikha
Priyanka.
Manish. Thank you. So there are people who have been there with us since the beginning. Thank you so much for being here. Thank
Thank
you,
you, guys.
everyone.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. And please DM us if you want to ask any questions. You can
Yeah.
just, DM us anytime. And we'll love to talk to you or, give you some tips. Thank you. Thank you,
Exactly.
Priyanka.
Thank you. Thank you, Shivani.
Thank you
I think
so
we
much.
will be saying bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.